And as you can see, it's now talking to Google Sheets, which is talking to the agent. It's pulling the data from Google Sheets and it's coming up with a response. And then now we have the output down here. And so we'll go over to our sheet. And as you can see, it populated the output. So it gave us content for each one of these just based off of the title and the hashtags. What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an automated content creation agent within N8N. So this is what the workflow looks like. You have a scheduled trigger, connect to Google Sheets, and the action is read sheet. Then we have an AI agent with the OpenAI chat model. And then finally, another Google Sheet connection, and update sheet is the action there. So I'll show you real quick what the sheet looks like. This is just an example, but we have a couple of different rows with information and a couple of different columns here. So we have the title, and this is the title for the content we want to create. We have the platform that it's going to be posted on or created for. We have hashtags, and then we have the output. And the output is going to be the actual written content that we're going to get produced from N8N. So this is what it looks like. You can add more detail in here if you want, but I want to keep it simple for this video. And so we'll go back here and I'll show you how to actually build the workflow. So we start with the schedule trigger. We're going to open this up real quick. I set it to trigger every day here. If you're populating this Google Sheet a lot, like every day you have new content ideas that you want to post in here, then we can get new content created every single day. You could also just schedule this once if you have one big list that you want to create content for, but I have it scheduled to trigger every single day at 8 a.m. So that's going to be the trigger. Then we're going to connect Google Sheets over here. So we'll open this node, a couple different things to take note of in here. So as always, we connect the credential right here. We're going to go down and we're going to do sheet within a document. Then for the operation, we're going to do get rows because we want to pull data from some of the rows that are in this Google Sheet. So that's why we're doing get rows there. Then for document, we're going to do from a list, and you're going to find the document that you have. For this, I created an example and we're going to use that. And then from list, we're going to do sheet. There's only one sheet in this, but if you have multiple sheets, you can designate which sheet you want to pull from. You can also add filters if applicable, but for this video, we don't need them. So that's the first Google Sheet node that we've connected. Then we're going to connect the agent, standard setup here, although we're going to change the prompt. So where you see the source for prompt, we're going to hit define below. Instead of it using the default prompt, we're going to do it ourselves. And you can have ChatGPT generate this. If you've already thought about it, you can also just write it yourself, but I had ChatGPT write this for me. And so basically it's just saying you're a social media automation assistant. Your job is to generate an engaging caption, optimize for the platform. And then this is the important part right here. So we want to pull some of these custom outputs from the Google Sheets node over here under input. And you're basically just going to drag and drop these in here. So I said, write a short engaging caption for, and then platform. You would just drag this right here and then drag it over here. So write a caption for the platform based on the title. So you would drag and drop this title over here. And the reason for that is we want it to be specific to the actual title. That's what the content is actually about. So you need it to read the Google Sheet here. And the only way it can do it is if you pull these queries. So we're going to pull that over. Then we're going to say keep it under 220 characters, use a fun, informal tone, and include the following hashtags. And you can drag the hashtags as well. So that's what the setup looks like for the prompt user. Then we connected OpenAI, standard setup here. I'm just using GPT-4o mini, but you can choose whichever one you want to use from this list. And finally, we have this other Google Sheets node over here. I'll open it up, and this is set up a little bit different. So connect with the same account, the same sheet. So because we're going to be actually updating the rows in this sheet here, that's why we're going to choose update row. You could also do append row, which is going to add a row. If you wanted to tell the agent to basically add a new row for every single output, you could do that, but we're going to do update row for this example. And then the same list, same sheet. And for this, we're going to do map each column manually. And then this is where we're actually going to map to tell it what to pull from. So the column to match on is the title, because again, the title is actually telling the AI what is the content going to be about. So for example, this first one is 5 AI tools that save hours. So it's going to write something about 5 AI tools that can save time. But then this other one is how I built a no-code SaaS. So it's going to write something specifically for LinkedIn about how to build a no-code SaaS. So it's dependent on the actual subject, which is the title in this example. So we're just going to do for values update, title using match. You're just going to pull from over here. And so we'll go to Sheets, and then you're going to pull right here. So as you can see, the title, you would just pull this and drop it in there. And for the output, we're just going to pull the actual output, which is up here under the agent, because again, this is what it's spitting out. This is the actual content that it's creating. So we want the output that's going to go in here to be the actual content. So we're matching to this title, which is telling it for each of these, we're going to match the output, and then the output's going to go here. And so that's how we set up this node. And then we're just going to go back and we'll hit execute workflow. And now you can see it's done, and we got all of our outputs down here, and we're going to go in the sheet and check, and there it is. You have all the outputs for each specific one. So for this one, 5 AI tools that save hours. The output is ready to reclaim your time. Check out these 5 tools that'll save you hours. And you can get really specific. For this example, I just said, give me captions, but you could have it write entire pieces of content based on whatever parameters you set. But this is just a really simple agent that you can set up that can save you a lot of time just creating as much content as you need. And it can run on autopilot if you set it to be that way. So that's what I have for this video. It's a short one today, but if you got any value, I appreciate you liking, subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.